Public Prosecutor's Office is reviewing an internal memo implying President Park Geun-hye's former aide, Chung Yoon-hoi, meddled in state affairs. The widow of former President Kim Dae-jung has postponed her visit to North Korea next year, citing concerns about her health. And a new rehabilitation hospital is open to offer tailored medical services to traffic accident patients at low cost. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Monday, December 1st. I'm Luke Clary. Political controversy is brewing after a newspaper revealed internal memos from the presidential office implying that President Park Geun-hye's former aide, Chung Yoon-hoi, met regularly with presidential secretaries and meddled in state affairs. The Public Prosecutor's Office has been reviewing the news article and petition, checking facts since the suit was filed last Friday.
The Prosecutor's Office received a petition from the presidential secretaries and is now tasked with investigating two allegations. Those are whether the newspaper Segye Ilbo's report constitutes defamation punishable by law and how the presidential memos were written and leaked. In order to determine whether the president has been defamed, the prosecutors have to review the report's truthfulness and rightful intentions, and whether enough efforts were made to determine the authenticity of news sources. During the probe, the prosecution must make sure of the document's authenticity and how it was leaked. First of all, the prosecution is likely to question Presidential Secretary Lee Jae-man and his fellow plaintiffs. Ex-Cheong Wa Dae administrative officer known only as Mr. Park, who has supposedly written the internal memoranda, is also likely to be questioned. Legal representatives of the plaintiffs said that they will tackle the matter rigorously, while Mr. Park denied accusations and said he will cooperate fully with the prosecution. Meanwhile, employees of Chinese restaurants where Chung and his associates were known to meet often said they have not seen him lately. The prosecution has been analyzing the complaint and the newspaper article to collect facts since the suit was filed last Friday. The official investigation by the Seoul Central District Public Prosecutor's Office starts from Monday.
The widow of former President Kim Dae-jung has postponed her visit to North Korea to next year. Her aides and medical team persuaded her to put the visit on hold, noting concerns about her health.
Former First Lady Hee-ho has postponed her visit to North Korea to next year. The Kim Dae-jung Peace Center, which is in charge of making preparations for Lee's visit to the North, decided to delay her trip in a meeting with her medical team over the weekend. Doctors adamantly persuaded Lee not to visit North Korea this year, expressing concerns about her health. At 93 years old, Lee is currently suffering from pneumonia. Former Culture Minister Kim Sung-jae said that Lee was motivated to visit the North this year, but she seems to have accepted her medical team's advice. It appears that the delay for Lee's visit also has to do with major North Korean political events to be held in December, including the third anniversary of former leader Kim Jong-il's death. Lee's aides and their counterparts in the North had agreed on Lee's overland trip during a recent working-level meeting. However, they had not yet set a definite date. Lee's representatives had conveyed the former First Lady's wish to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Whether she would actually visit the North and meet with Kim this year has been a closely monitored issue.
Korean farmers have had to provide certificates of origin if they want to benefit from lowered tariffs when they export agricultural products to Korea's FTA partners. But the required paperwork is so complicated, many farmers have had to export their goods at the existing rates. The process is to become much simpler under new rules.
This farm has been exporting oyster mushrooms to the U.S. for 3 years now. Ever since the Korea-U.S. Free Trade Agreement went into effect, this farmer could have received the benefits of lower tariffs if his mushrooms were certified as having originated from Korea. However, there was too much paperwork to complete regarding confirmations of origin or cultivation facts, and the process was too complicated.
발급받는데요. 정말로 까다로웠죠. 글자 하나, 토시 하나 틀려도 다시 발급을 받아야 되거든요.
Such difficulties forced more and more Korean farmers to forego the tariff benefits. As a result, only 23% of the exported agricultural products were able to prove their origins and were levied with lower tariffs. Consequently, the government decided to simplify the paperwork required for a certification of origin for products. Of the 4 certificates issued by the National Agricultural Product Quality Management Service, submitting only one of them will be sufficient to have a product recognized as having Korean origin.
수출 농가의 부담이 경감이 되어서 FDA 활용률이 타 산업의 비슷한 수준인 67% 내지 70%까지 이렇게 높아질 것으로.
The government announced that the latest measure would help 320,000 farms by saving 40 hours and nearly $500 in costs for every agricultural export case.
The National Forensic Service has revealed the results of its autopsy on late pop musician Shin Hae-chul, concluding that his death was caused by professional negligence. The doctor who performed his surgery, identified by his surname Kang, continues to deny the accusations against him.
The National Forensic Service announced that it believes late pop musician Shin Hae-chul's intestines and pericardium were punctured due to damage caused during surgery. The agency said that the singer likely died after the intestinal puncture led to peritonitis, and the puncture in the pericardium developed into pericarditis, resulting in fatal cardiac tamponade. However, the service failed to specify when the punctures occurred, which is the most crucial factor in determining whether Shin's death was caused by professional negligence. Analysis found that intestinal puncturing may have occurred during surgery or developed from a surgical injury. The pericardium was judged to have been punctured in the same way. However, the National Forensic Service said that the doctor may have failed to take appropriate action to address bubbles in the chest, which were found in an X-ray image taken after the surgery. It also announced that the doctor is believed to have conducted stomach reduction surgery on the singer, running counter to his claim that his operation had been to strengthen the stomach's walls.
위라고 하는 장기는 유착이 그렇게 발생하는 장기가 아니고요. 손상이 있어서 보강을 했다는 자체가 사실은 맞지 않기 때문에 위에 용적을 줄이는 식으로 한 거는 맞다고 생각합니다.
Dr. Kang repeatedly denied accusations of possible professional negligence in the second round of police questioning on Saturday.
수술 과정에서 직접적인 투관 침으로 인한 손상이라든지 직접적으로 기구를 사용해서 뚫은 사실은 전혀 없습니다.
Police will reach a final conclusion after seeking expert opinions regarding its investigation results from the Korean Medical Association.
An increasing number of traditional markets are modernizing their facilities to survive tough times. However, some markets have wasted tax money by recklessly building modern structures without conducting feasibility studies.
This is a traditional market that opens on the dates that end in 5 and 0, or basically every 5 days. It looks like a bustling market with the nearby streets packed with street vendors and shoppers. But the inside of the market building stands almost empty. The structure was built last year with over $2.4 million from the Traditional Market Modernization Fund. But the new building remains unused. It was too cramped to accommodate all the merchants, driving them to run their business outside the market. Other merchants followed suit after seeing that the outside stalls drew more shoppers.
여기는 사람 안 온다고 밖으로 나가지. 저 안에 사람을 여기 다 불러들여가 안에 다 앉고 이 시장을 활용을 하고 그러면야지.
This is another 5-day traditional market. The market vanished once the 2-story building was built with $1.7 million of state funds. Migrant merchants who travel from market to market left the place because they couldn't afford to pay rent regularly. Since the early 2000s, nearly $2.7 billion went into updating traditional markets. More than 10 years have passed since the modernization project was launched, but the sales of traditional markets, which used to amount to roughly $36 billion, has been slashed by half.
시설 현대화에 너무 치중한 나머지 상인들에 대한 마케팅 교육, 문화 관광형 시장 개발 등 소프트웨어적 측면의 노력이 부족해.
It seems like the market modernization project, which was unrealistic in hindsight, ended up wasting taxpayer money.
Around 20,000 traffic accident victims need rehabilitation. However, medical expenses are high, and the number of medical rehabilitation facilities is not sufficient. A rehabilitation hospital has been opened to offer tailored medical services to traffic accident patients for low cost.
A patient in his 20s is left with his legs paralyzed after his spinal cord was injured in a traffic accident. With assistance from a robotic device, he walks on a treadmill to relax his stiffened leg muscles. This quadriplegic patient moves his arm muscles with the help of a robot.
많이 좋아진 거죠. 처음에는 팔도 조금도 못 들고 그냥 눈 채로 몇 달 그대로 있었죠.
The nation's first rehabilitation hospital for traffic accident victims is equipped with 17 rooms for special treatment, such as water rehabilitation. Patients can receive medical treatment specifically tailored to their injuries, be they musculoskeletal, spinal, or brain-related.
이 다리가 많이 불편했는데요. 지금 이제 저기 혼자 트랙도 이렇게 돌고 그래요. 내 자신이 나도 놀랐어요.
Because the hospital is run by the government, expenses are 20 to 30% lower, even for treatments not covered by medical insurance.
수가라든지 입원 기간이라든지 이런 면에 있어서 저희가 자동차 사고 피해자들을 보호하기 위해서 노력하고 있는 중입니다.
The hospital plans to increase the number of beds from the current 45 to 300 by late next year to offer proper medical attention to more traffic accident victims.
The popularity of the movie Interstellar has aroused an interest in space. A concert expressing the characteristics of planets in the solar system through music in Seoul capitalizes on the trend.
The exciting tune, produced by the string instruments, is delicately intertwined with the sound of the horns. The woodwind instruments sound like birds chirping. They produce an exciting and upbeat melody.
빠른 음표를 반복적으로 아주 강하게 연주하면서 활발한 그리고 아주 밝은 분위기를 자아냅니다.
The low-pitched sounds of the percussion instruments, combined with the fierce sounds of the brass instruments, create a tense atmosphere. Mars, which is red in color, is used to symbolize war. The woodwind instruments create an entrancing, dreamlike atmosphere. An ensuing song performed by the choir sounds mysterious. Each of the 7 movements in the composition, The Planets, by Gustav Holst, is named after a planet in the solar system.
It's like we're lost in space, and we have all the ladies singing in the very end, and it sounds like angels in space.
The enchanting musical depiction of the solar system resonates through the universe.
The latest episode of the KBS music show Immortal Songs was dedicated to the legendary singer Song Chang-sik. Meanwhile, the movie Big Match starring actor Lee Jae-man has become a box office hit. This and more on today's entertainment news.
The latest edition of the KBS show Immortal Songs, dedicated to singer Song Chang-sik, captivated viewers over the weekend. Singers Hun Seung-yeon and comedian Kim Gi-ri brought together powerful vocals and impressive rapping skills in their performance of Song Chang-sik's 토함산. But the winner of the showdown was the band Rose Motel with their rendition of Just Once. Song Chang-sik said he was moved to see so many talented younger artists covering his songs. He spared no praise for their performances on stage. Actress Kim Hye-ri has been caught recently for drunk driving. The incident has brought to light her previous DUI record. In 1997, the actress caused a traffic accident involving a taxi while driving under the influence. And in 2004, she was indicted without arrest and had her driver's license revoked for refusing to take a sobriety test after causing yet another accident. Actor Lee Jae-man is all the rage these days. His new movie Big Match has emerged as a formidable rival to the box office hit Interstellar. The popularity of the action comedy film is largely attributed to Lee Jae-man's unrivaled portrayal of his character as a seasoned actor who has been through life's many ups and downs. Critics say that Lee's acting in Big Match is even more impressive than in the iconic TV drama Sandglass, which vaulted him to stardom.
Soaking your feet in warm water is a great way to warm up the entire body and relieve fatigue, especially when the weather turns chilly. Today, we'll find out why foot baths are so good for you and how to take a foot bath the right way.
This spa is frequented by people taking foot baths, like these women soaking their feet in warm water. Merely bathing your feet in warm water soothes your tired soles and relaxes the entire body. These customers were asked whether they take foot baths often.
요즘에 특히 환절기라 좀 몸이 찌뿌둥해가지고 자주 오는 편이에요. 요즘 들어서.
육아 스트레스도 있고 집안일 하느라고 힘들었는데 조교하고 나면은 그냥 개운해지는 것 같아요.
What makes a foot bath good for your health?
조격을 하게 되면 말초 순환이 증가하고 또 신진대사가 촉진되며 동시에 정서적인 이완 효과가 있다고 밝혀지고 있는데요. 평소에 발이 잘 붓는다든지 수족 냉증이 있으신 분들, 만성적인 근육의 긴장과 통증이 있으신 분들은 규칙적인 조격을 하시면 도움을 받으실 수 있습니다.
In order to maximize the effectiveness of a foot bath, use warm water between 40 and 43 degrees in temperature. That's a little hotter than your ordinary bath water.
조격을 하실 때는 복사뼈 기준으로 손가락 3-4마디 정도에 있는 그 삼음교 혈이 잠길 정도로 발을 담그시면 되세요.
Soaking the feet for 10 to 20 minutes is optimal. Keeping your feet in warm water for too long could make you feel more tired rather than refreshed. Be sure to dry your feet thoroughly after a bath, especially between the toes, because excess moisture could cause eczema and other skin troubles. There is a way to enjoy a foot bath at home without going to an expensive spa. Here's how to make your own foot bath tub. First, place a plastic lining inside a styrofoam box. Then pour in warm water of around 40 degrees. The styrofoam works as an insulator to keep the heat inside so that the water won't cool down too quickly. If you want to trap the heat even more effectively, cut a hole into the box lid just big enough to get your legs through and put the lid on. Here are some don'ts for foot baths.
식사 전후 30분은 피하시는 것이 좋고요. 또 과도한 음주 이후에 조격을 하시는 것도 좋지는 않습니다. 이외에도 평소 고혈압이나 심장질환이 있으신 분들, 그리고 임산부나 심한 빈혈 증상이 있으신 분들도 그 횟수를 적절히 하실 필요가 있습니다.
On a cold day like today, a 10-minute foot bath would soothe your mind and aching body.
Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.